watching Railway VBS. We're here to do VBS a little bit differently this year, straight from the Rocky Mountains as opposed to here in Elgin at Good Shepherd. We are so glad that you're able to be a part of us. We are excited to teach you about Jesus' power pulling us through. And so jump up on your feet and we're going to get started here with our first song.
We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey, there's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey, there's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. We stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you. Trusting in you. We're trusting in you. Trusting in you.
Great job singing, boys and girls. Wow, you're really getting good at starting that theme song. We'll keep singing it all week long, multiple times a day, and you'll have it down pat in no time. What we want to talk about is what you see in the corner right over there. Can you see that? That's a train. That's powered by steam. So what is steam? Well, if we just take this tea kettle, which you might see at home from mom and dad or grandma and grandpa, what we do is put water inside and heat it up from the bottom. And when it starts to boil, the steam comes out here and is released similar to here. Well, inventors a long time ago decided, you know what? We can put this power into a train. And a long time ago, when that was created, trains were powered by steam. Have you ever been on a train trip before? It's exciting, and these steam engines are very strong and are very powerful, but do you know whose power is even greater? That's right, you've got it. It's God's power. God has the power to love and to forgive and to heal and to comfort. And God can even overcome death because of his son, Jesus. Jesus has the same power as God. And so here at Rocky Railway, we're going to find out that Jesus has the power to pull us through all week long. Today, we're going to focus on one key Bible point. And And that is because of Jesus' power, he's going to help us do the hard things. That's right. Jesus' power helps us do hard things. So what I need you to do is help me say this, all right? So we're going to say it. Jesus' power helps us do hard things. When you hear that at any point today, I want you to respond by putting your arm up in the air and pulling it down just like a train whistle. So up and down by saying, trust Jesus. All right, so here we go. 1, 2, 3. Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. Wow, you guys are really great. And to help us figure that out, we're going to meet a special friend of ours in the Rocky Mountains here, and that is Ramsey. So take a look at what Ramsey has to say about Jesus' power helping us do hard things. Trust Jesus.
Hey there, friends! Glad you're all on board for a rambunctious week of faith and fun at Rocky Railway. I'm Ramsey, a bighorn sheep. Can you guess why? Okay, that was too easy. Check out these cool, curvy horns God gave me. Ram's horns can weigh up to 30 pounds. That's as much as some of our littlest preschool buddies. Wow! My horns have to be tough because we male sheep use them to keep other rams out of our territory. People who study rams say we can run into each other at 20 to 40 miles per hour. Bam! You can hear that sound for miles! Me and my herd hang out all over the majestic, massive Rocky Mountains. The Rocky Mountains rock! If you head up to find me, strap on your hiking boots. Sometimes my herd grazes in an alpine meadow. 'Cause that's where the good stuff is. Wow, good! But the meadow makes us an easy target for predators, so we also like to climb way up those crazy cliffs. We sheep like it steep. Me and my family can hang out on a little teeny tiny ledge that's only a few inches wide. Animals like bears or coyotes can't bother us here. Whew! And check out the view! God made us just right for staying safe in those hard, rocky places. My hooves are split and have a rough skin on the bottom that grips tight to the rugged rocks. Plus, I've got excellent eyesight. No glasses for me. It may sound like climbing these cliffs and balancing on jagged ledges is hard to do, but God has given me everything I need to live here. Find food and keep my family safe. I've heard that you sometimes have to do hard things too. When there's a bully at school, maybe you feel like you're in a rough, rocky place. You may not be balanced on a cliff ledge like me, but maybe you have to balance homework, chores, sports, music, and friendships. That sounds hard. Maybe coming here today and making new friends even feels like a hard thing for you. But did you know you don't face those hard things alone? No way! Jesus is right beside you. Yep, even right now. He gives you His power to climb through those mountains of worry and get through any rough stuff you gotta do. The Bible powers you up with this truth. For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. That means you don't have to have your own power to do hard things. Jesus' power helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus.
Thanks, Ramsey. That sure was helpful to know that Jesus helps us do hard things. As a matter of fact, the Bible says, "For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength." And Ramsey, again, is here to help us remember that Jesus has the power to help us do hard things. Trust Jesus. Now, to help us even more, we're going to jump up on our feet and sing another song. So, together, boys and girls, we're going to sing "Everywhere I Go."
Everywhere I go on this road, high and low, where I go with you. So I won't be afraid There's a spirit I cannot contain. There's a spirit I cannot contain. The same power that raised Jesus up from the grave. The same spirit I cannot contain. Everywhere I go on this road, high and low, where I go with you. So I won't be afraid, this my hope, come what may. Where I go with you. Oh, 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 oh. Where I go with you. Oh, 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 oh. Where I go with you. Breath upon these bones, your fire in my soul, your kingdom is my home, and I don't walk alone. Everywhere I go on this road, high and low, where I go with you. So I won't be afraid, this my hope, come what may. Where I go with you. Everywhere I go on this road, high and low, where I go with you. So I won't be afraid, this my hope, come what may. Where I go with you. Where I go with you. Where I go with you.
Great job, kids, with the new song, Everywhere I Go. We'll be singing that one throughout the week as well. Before we head off, I wanted to wish you a great day at Rocky Railway VBS. You're going to hear great Bible adventures in the Bible storybook next. And then you will do Imagination Station and get your hands on some creative things. And then it's off to Kid Vid Cinema. After that, you'll come back here at the Rocky Railway wrap-up for more. Have a great day, guys. Enjoy.
Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to Bible Adventures. I'm so excited that you're here with me on the Rocky Railway. If you can look in your take-home bags and pull out your Tracking with Jesus Bible book, we're going to be following along from home as I read you today's story. I'll give you a second to get that out. Today's story is about a man named Ananias and a man named Saul. And this story is called Eye Opener. We're going to be reading from Ananias' point of view today. You can follow along with me on page 6. Saul. His name made most Christians shake and shiver in their sandals, and I quaked and quivered right along with them. Even though I lived a long way from Jerusalem, I'd heard the scary stories. Saul hated Jesus' followers. He hunted down believers and sent them to jail. And if he didn't throw them in jail, he'd help toss them in the grave. Saul was one scary dude. And Jesus wanted me to go pay Saul a visit? But Lord, I prayed, I've heard so many stories about the terrible things he's done to believers like me. He arrests every Jesus follower he finds. Jesus' voice was clear. I have special plans for Saul. He's going to bring the good news to people everywhere. I learned the scoop on what had happened to Saul. He'd been on the road from Jerusalem, coming to arrest more believers in Damascus. But Jesus appeared to him in a bright light, and Saul went blind. Saul's friends had to lead him the rest of the way to Damascus, where he waited in darkness for 3 days. And now Jesus wanted me to go pray for Saul? Gulp. As frightened as I was, I knew I needed to trust Jesus no matter what. If Jesus asked me to give Saul his sight back, then I needed to do it, even if that meant Saul putting me in jail. I went to the house of a man named Judas who lived on Straight Street. When I saw Saul, he looked nothing like the raging bully that I'd imagined. He looked tired and hungry. After all, he hadn't had anything to eat or drink for 3 days. I gently put my hands on his head. Saul, my friend, Jesus sent me so you can see again, and so you can be filled with God's Holy Spirit, I said. Just like that, something strange, like scales, fell off Saul's eyes. He blinked in the bright light. I can see, he said. I could tell right away that he could see, not just with his eyes, but also with his heart. Saul wanted to be baptized and to have a snack, because 3 days is a long time to have an empty belly. Soon, Saul became one of Jesus' most faithful followers, helping people everywhere see the light of Jesus in a whole new way. You know, boys and girls, sometimes Jesus wants us to do things that are hard, like becoming friends with someone you don't like very much, or forgiving someone who hurt you, or maybe stopping a bad habit. But if Jesus wants us to do something, he always gives us the power to do it. Jesus will be with us all the way, just like he was with me when I went to visit Saul for the first time. I was scared and unsure, but I had Jesus' power with me the whole time. Doing the right thing can seem hard sometimes. Maybe it's challenging to be patient with your younger brother or sister, or maybe it's hard for you to control yourself when it comes to watching screens too much or eating unhealthy food. But you know what? Jesus' power can give you the power to do those hard things. If you trust Jesus and ask him to help you, Jesus always will. Thanks.
As a VBS director, you probably know what it feels like when it seems like life is moving in a million different directions. Well, kids can feel like that too. So on day one in Imagination Station, you're going to use off-rail rollers to show kids how Jesus' power can help us do hard things. You'll give each kid an off-rail roller kit to assemble. Now by itself, it might not seem very impressive, but once it's assembled and powered up with a special band, kids will turn this ho-hum toy into a powerful gizmo that they'll use again and again. It's a great reminder of how Jesus' power helps us do hard things.
My name is Dominic, and I'm almost 11 years old.
Dominic lives with his mom, dad, grandma, and grandpa. He enjoys all kinds of hobbies, but one is his favorite.
I like to build things. I also like karate a lot. I love karate because I get to really express myself and I get to have fun, and I also get to build character and build physical strength.
Learning karate is hard work. Dominic practices up to 3 times a week. Plus, he practices at home with his dad.
The hardest thing about karate is definitely a lot of push-ups, leg lifts, sit-ups.
Dominic knows that he needs to trust Jesus when things get hard.
There was this board breaking thing, and I saw all the other kids break it with their palm, right here. Boom. Just didn't work out for me.
Dominic failed to break the board with his hand, but he didn't give up. He continued to train, and he asked Jesus to help him.
And I said, I'm gonna break this board. It's an obstacle in my way, and let me push through it. And I broke it.
Another part of karate is taking tests to earn new belts. Each belt color represents a new level. Earning a new belt is hard.
I was very discouraged on the first day because I was afraid I wasn't going to pass, and that's what brought me down. The second day, I was feeling very, very discouraged, very, very, very sad. And I thought, I don't think I'm going to pass this, and I didn't. I failed, and I failed, and I failed. Finally got to the last day that I could possibly test, and I said, this isn't going to be like those last times. I am going to pass it. I said, you know what, Jesus can help me get through this. I'm just going to pray to him today. I am going to pass the test tomorrow. And I did.
In the Bible, in the book of Philippians chapter 4, verse 13, it says, "For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength."
My 3-day test, it was really hard. And Jesus helped me through that. I was nervous for it. If you're going through hard things, I suggest that all you need to do is just trust in God and he'll help you. Pray to God and he can get you through anything. Jesus' power helps us do hard things.
Hey kids, welcome to Rocky Wrap Up. Can you believe it's already the end of the day? I sure can't. But I thought what we could do to kick things off here is jump up on our feet and sing our theme song. So let's sing Your Power Will Pull Us Through.
We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey, there's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey, there's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you, trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. And we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you, trusting in you. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you, trusting in you, trusting in you. We're trusting in you, trusting in you.
Good job, kids. Boy, you're really getting good at that theme song. Well, let's continue here with the wrap up. Let's revisit Ramsey. You remember Ramsey. He's here to help us remember that Jesus helps us do the hard things. Trust Jesus. Very good. And you remembered the trust Jesus part. Well, we thought this little card would help you remember our Bible point today, because if you see, Ramsey's on the front, and on the back side, there's a scripture verse to help us that we learned about in our Bible adventures. So keep these cards in your pocket, and this will help us remember that Jesus helps us do hard things. Trust Jesus. Oh, great job, guys. Now that we have those stored away, let's talk about steam engines here in the Rocky Mountains again. With the steam engines riding, they're on those tracks. If you look in the distance over here, you'll see those tracks. Well, that made me think of a challenge that I have for you. This piece of paper here, I thought you could help me with. I really want to tear this into 3 tracks, but I only have 2 hands, and I don't want to make it easy on myself by using scissors. So on the count of 3, I think what I'm going to do is tear it like this, and we'll see if I can pull these into 3. All right, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh no, kids, I didn't even hardly tear anything. It was just one little corner. That didn't work. Geez, I wonder if there's other ideas that I have. You know, I actually don't think I could do that by myself. I think I might need a little help, because that proved to be a whole lot harder than I thought. Well, that reminds me of the Bible verse, right? Jesus is here to help us do hard things. Trust Jesus, right? So maybe, friends, if I try this, and I'll put my mouth right here in the center, we'll see if it'll work. All right? 3, 2, 1. Hey, that worked pretty well. I've got 3 tracks. Good thing that little reminder was like Jesus giving us a helping hand, right? I needed you and your ideas to help me. Gosh, that's great. You know, and Jesus has the power to put just the right people in place to give us ideas and help us do those hard things. What that also helps me remember is what I have here on my wrist. I have this bracelet that says, "Watch for God." I'll hold it up here, and this is going to help us remember about something called God sightings. Did you know that God can be sighted in everything that we're doing? In our relationships with our moms and dads, or our grandmas and grandpas, also here out in nature. We have beautiful nature here at Rocky Mountain, in the Rocky Mountains. So what we want to do is tap into that and be paying attention all week long. Anytime you think that you see something that's a God sighting, listen for my cue. And when I say share a God sighting, you can share it out loud at the TV with everybody right here. We look forward to hearing all those God sightings that you come up with all week long. Before we go, kids, we thought we would do one more time our theme song. Remember, Jesus' power will pull us through. Take it away. See you tomorrow.
We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. You give us hope and life that's forever. You make us bold and we stand together. Your power will pull us through. We're trusting in you. We're trusting in you. We're off on this journey, there's no looking back. With Jesus to lead us, we're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open eyes. We're looking ahead for the next big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. We trust in you, Jesus. You're all that we need. guides us to lead us. We're on the right track. Oh, 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 oh. Wide open spaces for wide open